Alright. Some crazy person parked all wild in front of me. I don't know what the heck was going on there. I guess maybe it's like a roommate who has the same situation. Like her, but he like parked just behind another fucking car where he doesn't belong. There's my glasses. I need to be able to see. And then my neighbor got home that parks next to me, so we had to coordinate so I could get out and he can get his car in. Because if he would have parked, I would have been locked in. So I didn't even get to read this morning. Whole morning's off right now. And then my crazy neighbor was up all night playing her terrible music. Sounds like the devil. She sounds possessed. It is crazy. Saying all my prayers of protection. In Jesus' name, I pray, amen. These people are wild who they're letting in. It was quite a night. I barely got any sleep. It seemed like I don't even know, maybe it was just all night. All of a sudden her music would start blasting and then she's cussing out somebody. I don't know if she's on the phone. I don't know if she's just talking to herself. And it's a lot of it's, I don't even know. My woman said it sounds like she's, what did she say? She sounds nuts. It's pretty crazy. Don't do drugs, kids. Some damage is irreparable. I guess I said it. Where's my drink? I need caffeine. That was just something else that night. Let me shake this. What a bunch of craziness. All I heard all night was the B word. Crazy laughing, just maniacal, just laughing. She sounds possessed. Well, there's a lot of traffic for this early in the morning. Interesting. Hmm. And the music she was listening to sounded like homemade. It sounded like just low budget. I don't even know, like some BS R&B. Like she's trying to fall in love and then cussing someone out. Pretty wild. That's cool. The sign still says "Happy Birthday USA 250." Let's have more. More of my drink. I wonder what the page would have been that I would have read today. Good. I'm behind trucks. That way I don't have to feel rushed. Ooh, something happened down there. I don't want to know. It's not my business. Maybe it was just road work. I saw a lot of lights. Yep. Just road work. That's good. I'm just gonna stay behind these guys. I don't care how long it takes. Let all these people in. Oh, I just realized all these. One time, for a while, they were closing off all these lanes. And this was a part of the freeway that had been cracking up like real bad. So I guess they patched it up. Now it changed. And there's more lanes closed. I don't know. Maybe that's what they're doing to other parts. But lanes are closed. Hopefully, my lanes are open where I'm going. So I don't have to deal with all that drama. You know, as nutty as I could be with my whole conspiracy theory, tinfoil hat type thinking, it's crazy to see like people like this new person in my building who won't shut up at night. Because I thought that crossed my mind is like, man, a lot of people didn't make it. Their minds didn't handle the changeover. If you see the movie Fight Club, you'd understand what I'm talking about. There's a point like halfway through the movie where he has like he describes it as like when you're watching a movie at the theater, there comes a point where they have to switch reels up in the film booth. At least this is the way it used to be when they used actual film. I don't know if they're doing things with digital projectors now, but back in the day when they were using actual reels of film, movies come on several different reels, not just one big reel. There's several, and the projection operator has to switch reels mid-movie, and this has to be done seamlessly, or obviously there'd be a wild jump to be able to see it. So it needs to be done with enough skill that the switchover is seamless and unnoticeable. Some people's real change in real life wasn't so seamless, if that makes any sense. And I think this person that I'm listening to talk all night, she's one of them. That's the best way I can describe what I'm thinking when I say some people didn't make it. What does this say? Avoid congestion. It's funny, it just says the same thing all the time. They just pick different days. Avoid congestion on July 10th. Use transit. Just leave the date out of it. You don't need to put a date. Nothing special about July 10th. The Dunkin' Donuts guy is in a hurry. I was going too slow for him. Somebody needs their donuts ASAP. That's funny when it comes to that movie Fight Club. I had that experience in my personal life with the metaphorical real change, but it wasn't seamless. It was very, very abrupt, and there was a gap of time that got jumped. So if you see the movie, what happens in the movie is Ed Norton like kind of wakes up, so to speak, and starts looking at his life like all these things that were happening. He didn't realize it was him. For anybody who hasn't seen the movie, the Brad Pitt character doesn't exist. It's another facet of his psyche that he doesn't realize is him. He'd been doing all these things and being this person he didn't realize he had in him. Basically, he was having like a psychological break. And when he comes to, like it was like this whole life that he had created that he didn't know how to, like it had all spun out of control. It's a very deep movie, but portrayed fantastically. And that movie came out way before I had my experience, so I didn't realize what I was watching was about to happen. It is very interesting. And it's funny because the movie's like, it's called Fight Club, and it centers around like this underground like group of guys that kind of like meet, kind of get out all their aggression against each other. But the deeper message is like Ed Norton's character is at war with himself, really, is what's going on. There's the Brad Pitt side of him, and then there's the Ed Norton side of him. And they're at war with each other. Like they work together, but at one point they kind of come in conflict, and only one of them can survive. Both of those psychological profiles can't exist in the same space without there being some sort of like major friction. And in the end, Ed Norton's psyche is the one that wins. And it's interesting when you've gone through something like that, because you're able to look back at the other version of you as if it was a completely different person, because it actually was. And being able to do that, you don't take it personally when you look at it, so you're able to analyze it without trying to defend it. You can kind of put the pieces together as to why certain things about you were the way they were. You know, when it comes to the effect that experiences have on you, or like your parents have on you, or, you know, like why you just made certain decisions. And if you're able to look at it and not take it personal and try to defend it, that can help you move forward, correct future decisions you might have to make. At least that's the way I kind of analyzed it for myself. So even though, like, for me, it was a super traumatic experience, it ended up being very beneficial. Because now here I am. That's what I hear when people go to do these Ibogaine retreats. That's kind of the process they go through with that particular psychedelic. From what I've heard it described as, like a very brutal like review of your own life. You literally replay your whole life, but somehow it helps you, like, you come out the other side having understood who you were and why you did the things you did from a perspective that helps you correct it moving forward. It's supposed to be a very transformative experience, but it's brutal. They say it's not any kind of like recreational experience where it's something you like enjoy doing. That's what an experience like that should be. It should be just like how to explain that. It's got to be brutal. That's the only thing I can describe it as. It can't be like a pleasant experience. It's like tempering steel. Right? The only way to make steel and iron stronger is to like heat it up to an extreme temperature and then pound the shit out of it. Like, that's a brutal process that makes it stronger after the process is over. That's what those kinds of experiences are supposed to be like. And the most people avoid having to go through that kind of experience. And that's why they don't ever change. That's why you end up with neighbors at like at 2 a.m, blasting their music and yelling crazy shit out into the courtyard. If she could see herself as like I'm hearing her, she'd be like, "What the fuck am I doing?" Or she doesn't realize what she's doing. She's inside looking out. And if she could see herself doing this, she'd be like, "Man, that's crazy." I think that's why most of like mainstream media and all the entertainments in life exist is to keep you from looking in. They want you inside looking out 100% of the time, and they want you entertained in a way that just keeps it happening. Keep enjoying the circus, all the little entertainments. Everything about your life is structured in a way that it keeps you from looking in. I think that's on purpose. I don't think that's an accident. That's another big reason why drugs are illegal. Because a lot of those things, a lot of those substances, they create a mind space that allows you to reflect a little bit. But even then, the drugs they do allow you to do, they position it as like a party and a good time. That's why you get characters like Snoop Dogg in the world. This guy hauling looks like a Zamboni. Oh, it's a resurfacing machine. These things are huge. That's what eats up the street so they could repave the asphalt. Just tears up layers of surface. If you think about it, the whole process of growth is a very strenuous and energy consuming process. It's not like an easygoing thing to do. Like, even if you think about like planting a seed into the ground, you have to dig up the ground, right? You have to destroy the surface of the earth. You have to dig deep, because surface level roots don't survive. You want roots that grow deep. So if you want to take that whole process metaphorically, that's what you have to do to yourself in order to grow the new seeds of you. You have to go deep, because if you're just staying on the surface, you're not gonna hit. You're not gonna get down to the root of your issues in order to pull out those weeds and replace them with something healthier. That's why I began. That's why situations like I went through. It allows you to open up deep enough to pull those weeds out of your mind. So I'm glad I went through what I went through, because I could speak on stuff like this from a level of experience, instead of having just like surface level knowledge. I went through it, so I know exactly what it takes to do it. It's not pretty, and it's not fun, but if you can make it through to the other side, it's like that Doors song, break on through to the other side. Even take the phrasing of that lyric in that song. You have to break through to the other side. The word break was chosen specifically. You know, he didn't say walk, he didn't say stroll to the other side. It's not an easy little comforting, calm process. You have to break through. Even that word was not chose on accident or without any level. You know, it just wasn't a Castaway lyric. Even the rest of the lyrics of that song, the day destroys the night. Destroys, not replace, not overcome. The day destroys the night. Night divides the day. Try to run, try to hide, break on through to the other side. I wonder if simply saying lyrics like that can get you banned, or, you know, get you a strike or get your video removed. I know you're not supposed to play music, but if I was just to say lyrics, I didn't sing them, but I said the lyrics. I don't know if that would, what the rules are when it comes to these YouTube videos. But especially in that kind of case, they should let you say something like that. Those are the profoundly deep lyrics if you think about what I just said in the context of what I was talking about this whole video. That's the process. You have to break and destroy things in order for the old to go and the new to emerge. I'm big in all that. That's what the whole self-improvement world is kind of about. You can't just improve on something. You have to destroy something old. Otherwise, the new is just plastered on top. It's like putting new paint over old paint. That old paint underneath is gonna eventually, like, the foundation is gonna peel and take the new paint with it. Think of it that way too. All right. I tried to fill the time with as much talking as I could. I have just arrived. I'm safely at my destination. Boop. All right. Everybody have a fantastic day.